What's up, all of Jam Nation? It's been a minute. It's been like over a year since I've uploaded. And this is going to be kind of different than like my usual like 10-second sort of goofy ass video. Basically, I got a vinyl player, a turntable, for Christmas. And ever since then, I've been collecting records. And I'm just going to kind of go over every single one I have. Just give a quick minute summary, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. And then just a rating of the album at the end. There's a lot of variety in here. We got Mac Miller, we got Kendrick Lamar, we got some Radiohead. There's a lot, and I'm really excited to sort of dig into this as like a reminder to myself of what albums and stuff I have. I'm going to leave timestamps for specific albums if you just want to go through and like see my thoughts on them, what they look like, stuff like that. But I'm just going to hop right into it. So the first album I have here is Mac Miller's Swimming. And I love, first of all, Mac Miller is probably my most listened to artist of this year. I kind of started getting into him this year. Swimming is my second favorite project by him. Faces is my favorite, but this is definitely number two. There's a lot to love. This in particular sounds really, really, really good on vinyl. Like Hurt Feelings sounds so good. 2009 sounds good. Jet Fuel sounds good. I just love how coherent sonically this album is. It's very distinct from other Mac projects. Like once you hear a song, you're like, this is Faces. There's also a lot of an emotion. It digs into his drug abuse, sort of relationships, kind of a breakup album in a way. I love it a lot. I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. It's amazing. If you haven't heard it, you gotta listen to it ASAP. So I guess we'll go over MF Doom now, because I have two MF Doom albums. I have one right here. This is Food by MF Doom. This is one of the best hip hop albums of all time. Just the rapping is fucking next level. The beats are insane. Like the lyricism that Doom has is on full display in this album, and I love the concept of food relating to other things in his life, like friends, etc. I just love the production, man. Like Hoe Cakes, how he incorporates the sample into like his lyrics is amazing. I love the beats like on Con Carne, that like piano, so good. Honestly, I give this a 9.5, even maybe a 10 out of 10. MF Doom, man, good ass stuff. Hot take, I like it more than Madvillany. I'd say Madvillany is probably better, but I like it more personally. Oh, okay. Next we have Isolation by Carrie. I love this record a lot, man. It comes on this really cool blue vinyl, which is like freaking beautiful. Like this is probably my best looking vinyl that I own. It's just a chill R&B record. I throw it on in the background when I'm doing stuff or like when I'm hanging out with family. It's just super chill, just really good vibes. Like it's nothing like spectacular. Like it's not gonna change your life or anything, but it's just all around like a really fun, chill, like cool R&B kind of pop record. I also love the Latin flair that comes with it. Like that's something unique to her that I don't have represented elsewhere in my discography. So pretty cool stuff. Oh, next we got Tame Impala. This is modern psychedelic rock just at its best. I remember like listening to Let It Happen, and this is like, you need this. This sounds better on vinyl. Like I listened to it before on non-vinyl. Vinyl, but for example, like moments of Let It Happen where there's that little skipping sound and how it sort of transcends into the greater song itself, like sounds so amazing on vinyl. You're like, oh my god, is there something wrong with my record player? Oh no, it's just Tame Impala, man. He's a genius. You know, you definitely heard there's some really popular songs on here. I also just love the art. Like this is I have a poster of this album in my room. It's one of my favorite album covers of all time. I give this, oh shoot, wait. Okay, I forgot I read the Cali. Okay, Cali album, probably 8 out of 10. It's like a solid 8, maybe 7.5 out of 10. This is like a 9 out of 10 album. This is just a modern day classic. You have to listen to it if you haven't. Okay, next we got Sufjan Stevens, Carrie, and Lowell. I haven't listened to this record a ton, to be honest, but it is just a really good album. It's not really like the type of music I super like, but it was super cheapy and like I knew it was good. I got it. It's a really good folk record, and I just love his voice so much. I love his vocals. I'd probably give this one like an 8.5 out of 10. I don't really have that much to say about it. Oh, dude, Daft Punk, Random Access Memories. Oh my god, this record. It's just so chill, and like I love Daft Punk's like sound. It's so unique. It's so distinct. You know Daft Punk is playing when you're hearing this record. Like you're like, oh, this is Daft Punk. Obviously, this is their last project. I'm pretty sure. I want more Daft Punk in my collection. I don't know, like I just love it. I just love it a lot. 9.5 out of 10, maybe even 10. This is, if you haven't listened to Daft Punk, or this is a good place to start with Daft Punk in general, but just listen to it. It's a great place to start for electronic music. I'm not super into electronic music, but this is for sure my favorite. Daft Punk, Chef's Kiss, 9.5 out of 10. So next we got Illmatic, Nas. This is like one of the first, not the first, I was super big on this album like a year ago. Like I really got into it. I would listen to it all the time. And it's just like, it's crazy how young he was when he made this. He was like 18, 19. And just how ahead of how classic it is. Like this album has aged like fine wine, and it will continue to age like wine. Man, there's so many great tracks in here. New York State of Mind, obviously classic. The World Is Yours. Man, One Love. One Love is like one of my favorite hip hop songs of all time. Dude, Illmatic, like you know it's good. Unfortunately, this pressing is kind of bad. Like it doesn't, like Halftime in particular is kind of unplayable. And for most of the time I just opt to listen like on my headphones or something, but it's cool to just have like a physical thing. This is a 10 out of 10 album. I think first 10 out of 10 of the day. This is 10 hip hop at its best. Listen to Illmatic if you haven't. Now we're kind of getting to Kendrick. I have Damn. I love Kendrick. Kendrick, I think last year was my most listened to artist. But whatever, I am obsessed with this man. And Damn is, I think, his weakest work, honestly. He really sort of goes for a mainstream sound and is super successful in that. Like, this album sounds amazing, and there's so many great tracks. It just, he sort of sacrifices, you sacrifice something when you go for a mainstream sound, and he definitely sacrifices that. Like, this album is still really good. Like, there's still, I love DNA, I love Loyalty, I love XXX, like XXX, I love Duckworth, the last, I mean, there's still a bunch of good songs in here. It just isn't as good as his other work. It's probably an 8 out of 10. But still love Damn. Like, 8 out of 10 is a good score. Just not like the, you know, not next level shit, like To Pimp a Butterfly. Man, To Pimp a Butterfly. This album transcends, like, hip-hop. It transcends genres. It's, I think, the number one album on Rate Your Music. Like, this album is, I'm not going to be able to say anything new with this. It's just a really great album exploring sort of the psychology of being like a famous black figure and the responsibility that comes with that. And it's somehow, there's so many tracks on here that are so underrated. Like Hood Politics is so good. Just the rapping, bro. Dema Crips and Republicans. I love that line so much, man. Kendrick is a genius. How Much a Dollar Cost? Dude, like Mortal Man, the final track is so good. You is like one of my favorite. Like, there's just every single song in here is amazing. Every single song in here is a 10 out of 10. I could write a fucking dissertation about why this album is amazing. It's a 10 out of 10. Greatest hip-hop album of all time. Potentially greatest album of all time. This is it for my Kendrick collection. I want to collect more Kendrick. I just think why I haven't gotten, for example, like Good Kid, Mad City, it's just because it's every single record store I go to has it, and I'm like, I'll just be able to get this album whenever. So, you know, and I don't like really feel the need to have that one on vinyl in particular. Like, I need To Pimp a Butterfly, even though I do probably like Good Kid, Mad City more, like personally, than To Pimp a Butterfly. They're just so, it's just another 10 out of 10, and I will be getting it soon. Next, we got the Fugees, The Score. This is just a really solid 90s hip-hop record. Lauryn Hill steals the show. I love Lauryn Hill. Oh my god, I love Lauryn Hill so much. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is one of the best albums of all time. That's another 10 out of 10. I don't have it. The Fugees, it's just this is their only album. I'm pretty sure. There might be one before, but just really good, solid 9 out of 10. It's like just a good album, man. Probably 8.5, but it's just solid, man. Listen to it. I mean, you've heard some of the songs, Killing Me Softly, stuff like that. Next we have Pink Moon by Nick Drake. This is a special album to me. This is one of my all-time favorites. The story behind this album is soul-crushing. He made it on his own, and then killed himself shortly after making it. I think this album is so universal and so and is timeless because of how simple it is. It's literally just Nick Drake and his guitar. The one part where there's not a guitar is in Pink Moon with the piano sort of in the middle of the song, which is beautiful. I love that moment. His lyricism is just so good. This is just poetry with guitar in the background. He's one of the best poets of all time. It's so sad that he wasn't famous when he made this record. And it's gonna sound good in 50 years. It's gonna sound good in 200 years. Nick Drake, man, he's just so good, and his music is it's so human. It's so universal, and I think everybody can listen to this and come away with something that speaks to them. I love Pink Moon. It's a 10 out of 10. I want to cry just talking about it because I love it so much. Man, I could also write a fucking essay about this one. This is an all-time. Parasite is my favorite song of all time. I love that song. Okay, next we got Madvillany. Madvillany, MF Doom. So MF Doom made Madvillany and Food in the same year, which is kind of insane when you think about it. Two of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time. So many people talk about Madvillany, yet it's just still somehow underrated. Obviously people know All Caps and accordion and stuff, but dude, honestly my favorite track is Rhinestone Cowboy, where he is literally, it's the outro of the track, and he is rapping over his own standing ovation. What the fuck? That is insane. This is just such a good, the storytelling, man, on Great Day, just a story. There's so many great moments on this album. I love MF Doom. He's great. This is a 10 out of 10. I still like Food a little bit more, though. But this is a 10 out of 10. This is a 10 out of 10. Next, we got Igor by Tyler. Okay? This is my favorite album of all time. This is the album that got me into music. I remember when Earthquake came out, I was obsessed with that song. It's such a unique sound. Just the way he uses synth, jazz. I love that it's a concept album. I love that there's a story that goes along with it. Each song is so different. It's just, man, Tyler's a genius. I don't own any other Tyler records. I don't really want to. I do like his other music a lot, but man, nothing comes close to Igor. It's a 10 out of 10. It's my favorite album of all time. The love story is beautiful. It's relatable. It's tragic. It's human. Igor, man. Listen to it. It's amazing. 10 out of 10. So next we got Can, which is psychedelic rock record. It's really weird. Honestly, I don't really like it that much, but, it's kind of cool to have. It's a little bit too avant-garde for me, but, yeah. Can. Solid. Next we got Saturation 2. This is a bootleg. I don't think Brockhampton ever actually released the Saturation trilogy on vinyl. I love the Saturation trilogy. It's just fun, man. It's fun. It's queer. They don't give a fuck. It's just fun, cool music. I just love, the one thing I love about Brockhampton is their voices, the way that they kind of play with their voices. It's sort of Kanye-esque. It's amazing. I love the Saturation trilogy. It's my favorite. I would love to collect all three on vinyl. There's one record store that I go to that carries. I know that they had Saturation 3 when I was there. I only got Saturation 2, though. My one issue is the hole was, too small on the record, and it got stuck on my record player. So I don't know if it's, fucked. Because I had to kind of, I had to kind of touch it and stuff in ways that, you weren't supposed to touch a record to get it out. And I haven't played it since. So I don't know. I hope it's okay. But I love Saturation 2. It's one of my favorites. Personal favorites. 9. It's a 9 out of 10. It's a 9 out of 10. Also, I forgot my rating for the can. Like an 8. It's okay. Okay. Which one of these do I want to talk about first? We're in my Radiohead section. We'll talk about OK Computer first. Okay, so I actually got this today. Super excited. I've never seen OK Computer in a record store. I love this. I mean, this is a basic ass like album. Like, I love this album a lot. There's just moments on it that are just insane. Like the Paranoid Android like guitar solo. I just love like the riffs on Subterranean Homesick Alien. This album is so ahead of its time. It's kind of insane that it came out 25 years ago. If it came out today, it would still be insanely futuristic, but it came out like forever ago, and it's still amazing. It's a masterpiece. Everybody knows it. It's not my favorite Radiohead album, though, and I don't think it's their best, honestly. But it's a 10 out of 10. Basic ass opinion. Everybody loves this thing. It's great. Classic. Classic Radiohead. Listen to it if you haven't yet. In Rainbows. Man, In Rainbows. Oh my god. Their 2011 project, I believe 2011, distributed on the internet for free, I'm pretty sure. It might be 2007. I don't know all the dates, but this is my favorite Radiohead album. This is one of my favorites of all time. Every single song is just fucking insane. Like 15 Steps is so good. It's such a strong intro. And I just love, it just sounds good. Like, I don't even know how to I'm bad at describing music. All the sounds just work in a fun, unique way. I've never heard a record that sounded anything like In Rainbows. And I mean that in the best way possible. This thing's a 10 out of 10. It's in my top 10 favorite of all time. I love it to death. I love Radiohead. This is my favorite one of their works. I want to get more Radiohead albums, but they're kind of hard to find. Like, I always go to the Radiohead section at record stores, but they only have like Pablo Honey and shit like that, which I don't really like. Next we got A$AP Rocky, Long.Live.A AP. Man, I love Rocky. He's definitely he's super. I sort of didn't realize how like popular he was. He has like over 30 million monthly listeners on Spotify, and he has just such an awesome sound. Just the way he uses that Houston kind of slow style and makes it more psychedelic with just lyricism, man, that is so like dark and melodic and atmospheric. I love this thing. I don't think it's his best work. His first mixtape is, I think, Live Love ASAP. That's my favorite of him. I'd really want that on vinyl, but this is a good start to my Rocky collection. I could definitely see collecting all of his albums, because all of his albums are like still really good. This is probably like 8.5 out of 10. Really good record though. Listen to it, man. Good ass stuff. Ooh, okay. So now, one of my favorite new bands, Black Country New Road. This is their live album, live at Bush Hall. This album is really good. I bought tickets to see them. I will be seeing them in DC in September, which I'm really excited about. And this album, so they've gone on record saying they didn't really want to release this, but the industry kind of forced them to. Post their main singer left, Isaac Wood, he left, and replacing them there's 3 band members, different ones that sing a few songs on here, and honestly I love all of them, especially the female voice. I'm sorry I don't know their names, but the female voice I kind of like more than Isaac Wood. But this thing, it's just really good. It's really emotional. It's deeply touching. But it's still a live album, and it's not like a full-on studio album. It's kind of unfair to compare it to other work, but for what it is it's incredible. I love this thing to death. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I'm really excited to see them in September. But now we go to my favorite album of this decade, and it's one of my 10 favorite albums of all time, I think. Ants from Up There by Black Country New Road. This album is just incredible. Like, I just don't know how humans created this thing. Like, it is so sonically textured. The horns, the violins. I just love the anthem. It's truly like anthem music. It's so beautiful. The lyricism. There's certain lines that stick out to me, like when he's talking about like his ex, your generous loan to me, your crippling interest. Like, there's just certain, like, amazing moments on this thing. Please, for the love of God, listen to Answer from Up There. Give it your full attention. It is worth it. It's a 10 out of 10. It's my favorite album this decade. It's top 10 of all time. I love Black Country New Road for this album. 10 out of 10. That was fucking incredible. So you only have 2 records left. I know. Still kind of a lot. But next we have, I think, my most valuable record. An original 1993 version of Midnight Marauders by Tribe Called Quest. This is just an awesome hip-hop record. It's a classic, man. There's so many great tracks on here, like Oh My God, Electric Relaxation. They're just fun, witty rhymes with cool, jazzy samples. I love the production. I love the lyricism. It's just nice. It's just 90s rap at its best, man. It's chill. It's laid back. It's fun. It's 9 out of 10. Like, I do really love this thing. I love it a lot. Super good. Super good. Finally, we got Did You Know That There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard by Lana Del Rey. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm a huge Lana fan. I really only listened to this album and Norman fucking Rockwell, but this is one of my favorite records that have come out in 2023. I love this album so much. It's so personal. It's so unique. Like, no other pop artist has this sound. I love the lyricism. It's like, it's deep yet witty and like hilarious, and like the most like millennial Gen Z like ironic way. Like, I took my boyfriend down to the taco truck, pass me my vape, I'm feeling sick, I think I need a puff. Like, that shit is hilarious yet still deep and says something about the human condition. This is a limited edition version with alternate artwork. Like, this isn't the album cover, and this is cool. I love this thing. Give it, honestly, a 9.5 out of 10. I think this album is pop at its best, sad girl music at its best, and it's immaculate. That's my vinyl collection. Honestly, I think I have a lot of good stuff. I definitely want some more Mac. I definitely want some more Kendrick. I want to get all Kendrick. I want to get all Mac. I think I have good variety right now, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys got something out of this video. I'm not great at talking about music. I don't think I'm that good at describing what I like about music. I'm just like, these are sounds that I enjoy. But I still hope I did something good, and I hope you value my opinion on music. I do love music, and I love talking about it, and I love to do more music content. So just let me know if that's something you'd actually want to see. Peace out, Jam Nation. Love y'all. One love, yo. Peace. Stay dope.